I'm Laura Painter. You're watching ABC10 Tonight. A family in Placer County closer to justice. A jury found a man at the center of the county's first fentanyl murder jury trial guilty on all charges. Plus, the search to find a place for a sexually violent predator could be expanded to Sacramento. Then, ABC10's Brandon Ritterman explains how to vote in the 2024 election. ABC10 Tonight starts right now. Today, Placer County's first fentanyl murder jury trial ended with a conviction.
Carson Shuey was found guilty of murder after selling a Cade Webb, a pill laced with fentanyl, and this happened in 2021. ABC10's Devin Truby has been following this case for more than 2 years now. And Devin, this has been an emotional time for the family.
Oh, absolutely, Chris. It took 3 days for the jury to reach a verdict. That's 12 jurors, 4 women and 8 men, decide that Carson Shuey was guilty of second-degree murder and 2 possession charges. Take a listen to what the family had to say.
It's been a long few days. It's been a long 2.5 years.
After 3 days of jury deliberations, a second trial, and nearly 3 years after her son Cade Webb died of fentanyl poisoning, Carson Shuey was convicted of murder after selling Webb a Percocet laced with fentanyl in December 2021.
There's no closure when you lose a child. There's no moving on or moving forward. It's just every day is like Groundhog Day, and then you just get through that day and it attaches to the next day.
The Webb family is thankful Placer County wanted to make an unprecedented case with murder charges for selling fentanyl. It's the first jury trial conviction of its kind for Placer County.
It validates what we have been working on, which is essentially the notion that when people put profit over people's lives, they commit murder. And that is a position that our office has taken. That is a position that we'll continue to take based on the dangerousness and the deadly drugs that are being sold in our community.
The Webbs say they know most families will never get to see the inside of a courtroom.
You know, we knew that this wasn't going to bring Cade back, but I think for all of us, it gives us an opportunity to be able to have a platform and be advocates.
They're using that platform for One Pill Can Kill Placer, holding assemblies at middle schools and high schools, reaching 26,000 kids in 2 years.
We're hoping now that we have this, we can make a change, and so Cade didn't die in vain, and we can help save communities.
The family's looking to build a legacy of awareness of the dangers of fentanyl. So Indigo Cade Webb, the 2.5-year-old daughter Cade never got to meet, doesn't have to lose anyone else. Shuey's sentencing is scheduled for December 5th. Now, it is important to note, while this is the first jury trial conviction for murder and a fentanyl death, it's not the first overall conviction in Placer County. Last summer, a man pleaded guilty to murder and a fentanyl death, marking the first case to do so in the state of California. Reporting live in Placer County, Devin Truby, ABC 10.
And again, we've been following this case from the very beginning, and we'll be there in December as well. Devin, thank you. Well, happening now, Sacramento City Council members are meeting as we speak. They're talking about a plan to declare a state of emergency to address pedestrian deaths.
This comes after 2 grandfathers were killed at an intersection in Natomas. Their deaths prompted a Sacramento City Councilwoman to make changes. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias joins us live from Sacramento City Hall right now. Roxanne, what do leaders want to see done?
Laura, City Councilwoman Lisa Kaplan says the priority is safety here of all families who walk or bike our streets. She's asking everyone to slow down a little bit, be more mindful, and care a little bit more about each other.
But as sad as you can think, absolutely. Loss of human life hits everybody.
David McCowiak says he witnessed the moments after a grandfather was hit and killed by a SAC RT shuttle bus about a week ago. The crash happened right behind his home near Banfield and Club Center Drive.
And I was by the church, and I see the brake lights on the bus, and that was it. So I ran up there, and obviously the gentleman was caught under the bus, unfortunately.
City Council member Lisa Kaplan, who represents this area, says there have been 3 incidents involving pedestrians in the past 3 months. In June, a bicyclist died after he was hit by a car, and recently, a beloved teacher who works at Huron School nearby was hit and seriously injured. So Kaplan is taking action after holding a community meeting Monday night.
One of the solutions is a kind of a quick build of striping. On those 4 corners, they are going to restripe it, but do the ladder striping and make it brighter.
And secondly, the Public Works Department is going to put out a data collecting device. It will look at how many cars are going through and at what speed they're driving. But Kaplan says everyone has a part to play in the ongoing efforts.
So I call it the 4 E's: engineering, education, enforcement, and engagement. Engineering, our team has gone out there to look at the safety.
And engaging community members to be educated and to be ambassadors on slowing down and not driving distracted. Neighbors in Natoma say they're all for any changes that will save lives.
Obviously, it's loss of life is prevented, or anybody getting hurt. Absolutely, anything that can improve that situation.
Councilwoman Kaplan says although the state of emergency is not on the agenda tonight, she is still encouraging community members to come out here and voice their concerns during public comment. I'm live in Sacramento. Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
And Roxanne, that meeting is going on as we speak. We'll be watching it closely. Roxanne Elias, thank you for the update. We're tracking the latest in a triple murder investigation. Steve Guerrero, the man accused of killing a family in Lodi, appeared in court for the first time today. ABC 10's Alicia Machado was in the courtroom. She has new details on the case from San Joaquin County Superior Court.
The district attorney's office alleges Guerrero was in the process of committing a burglary when the 3 family members were shot and killed. He now faces a slew of charges.
Today, justice is in motion.
25-year-old Steve Guerrero Jr. from Stockton faced a judge for the first time Tuesday. He's accused of shooting and killing 3 people in Lodi back in June and was arrested over the weekend.
This wasn't a random crime. It was targeted, it was calculated, it was vicious.
The victims were identified as 60-year-old Joe Penna, 69-year-old Kim Wee, and 45-year-old Alfred Wynn, a father, mother, and son. Guerrero faces 3 counts of murder and special circumstances for multiple murders, lying in wait, and committing a murder during a burglary.
These charges have a maximum punishment of life without the possibility of parole or the death penalty. But at this time right now, we are seeking the death penalty.
In court Tuesday, Guerrero appeared emotionless, largely looking down and only speaking when spoken to by the judge. When the prosecutor informed him that the maximum punishment on this case is death, Guerrero responded with this.
Yep, that's fine with me.
Family members of the victims were emotional in the courtroom as the judge read the charges. Guerrero's family was in the courtroom too, but they did not want to comment. A criminal complaint filed Tuesday reveals Guerrero had a prior felony conviction in 2017 for assault with a deadly weapon by a prisoner and criminal street gang activity.
Let us be clear. If you take a life in San Joaquin County, we will find you. If you kill a father, a mother, a son, an entire family in their home, you will be held accountable.
Guerrero did not enter a plea. Guerrero is set to appear in court for further arraignment on October 2nd. In Stockton, Alicia Machado, ABC 10.
A sexually violent predator could now call Sacramento County home after state officials failed to find him proper housing in Placer County. It's a story that we have followed for months, and ABC 10's Jeannie Nguyen joins us now to explain how Sacramento County's district attorney is responding to the latest development.
Alex, the DA is not happy about this possibility and believes this sexually violent predator should stay behind bars. Tonight, he tells me he's going to do everything in his power to fight this change.
More than a year ago, a judge granted William Stevenson conditional transient release into Placer County.
Liberty Healthcare has looked through thousands of potential properties looking for a suitable residence for Mr. Stevenson, and all along their search they have come up to dead ends.
Stevenson has an extensive criminal history, including sexual battery dating back to the 1980s. That led to his title as a sexually violent predator. As the search to find him a home continues, the Placer County District Attorney's Office says it asked a judge to extend the search into nearby Sacramento County, where they say Stevenson has family.
A court found that there were extraordinary circumstances to expand the search for a residence for Mr. Stevenson from just Placer County now into Sacramento County as well.
But Sacramento County DA Tin Ho says he's not even going to entertain this being a possibility in his community.
This sexual predator shouldn't be released from custody, and most definitely not in Sacramento County. He should stay in custody, and if he's going to get released, he should be released to Placer County.
Ho doesn't believe the state has done all it can to find a location in Placer County before extending the search to Sacramento County. The Department of State Hospitals would not confirm with ABC10 it is looking for locations within Sacramento County. A spokesperson would only tell us the DSH is committed to assuring public safety, and privacy laws prevent the state from releasing specific information about any patient.
It's an unlawful order. We're really reviewing right now, whether or not we're going to appeal the judge's decision.
For now, the Placer County DA's office says the Department of State Hospitals is currently looking at an undisclosed location within Placer County and will schedule a housing meeting once that is complete.
And Judy, I know you've been following the SVP program for months, and you reported that lawmakers requested an audit to see how much taxpayer money is being spent to help these sexually violent predators. I got to ask you, though, do we have an update on where that audit request stands?
Not yet, Alex. And that audit is specifically going to take a closer look at Liberty Healthcare, who has been contracted by the Department of State Hospital for years. Lawmakers tell me the reason for the audit is because there's not enough transparency into the SVP program. Now, while the results of this audit are pending, we're hoping to find these findings by the end of this year.
All right, Judy, thank you for the update. And we do want to mention that if you want to learn more about the Sexually Violent Predator program, all you have to do is head over to ABC10 Plus. We explain how the program aims to rehabilitate people convicted of sexually violent crimes and why many believe the program needs changes. Just look for the story on your home screen.
Let's turn to weather now, because Carly is tracking a weather impact day for tomorrow, and it's mainly in the Sierra, right?
That's right.
Good to know, Carly. What's going on?
Yeah, slick roads for this year. If you had plans to head over there, get ready. We're also looking at the potential for showers in the valley, so get ready for that chance as well. What we're seeing out there is mid-70s to upper 70s, 79 in Oroville, 60 for the high so far in Stockton, Modesto. So it's been much cooler. Cooler as well in the foothills, with very cool temperatures right now for the Sierra at 55 and 57 degrees. These temperatures dropping overnight, expecting to get at or below freezing point, bringing on some of that potential for winter weather, creating those slick roads. As we take a look, low pressure system has exited our region, but a new one is on the way, bringing in much cooler air again. In our overnight hours, we could see some chances for some light sprinkles over Northern California and maybe even into your neck of the woods, but mostly that is going to be sticking around for areas near the bay, and then kind of dividing the valley, the Bay Area, and the foothill spots. Just take a look. We're going to expect to see maybe that chance around the Bay Area, and then kind of skipping over the valley with more chances for showers from the foothills up into the Sierra for your Wednesday. A winter weather advisory has been issued until Thursday, 8 p.m., mostly around the Yosemite area for those high elevation flurries above about 7,000 to 8,000 feet is where we're mostly looking at some of that slick roads. Even our Sierra spots may be seeing some slick areas as well, so please be careful if you do have plans to head up and over on 50 or 80. As we take a look here at our Futurecast radar, 9:30 a.m., a lot of cloud coverage moving in. We don't see any green, any radar indicated areas where we're seeing some wet weather, but that doesn't mean you may see a little bit of mist on the windshield for that morning commute. Again, mostly cloudy skies, most of the wet weather offshore. Circles right back around to bring in some of those showers for the high Sierra spots. And again, maybe a spot here and there may see a quick little flurry turning and shifting from areas of rain to maybe a snowflake or so by the afternoon, evening hours as that continues to leave the region. Most of it, again, centered across those foothills in the high Sierra, even into Thursday afternoon. Meanwhile, the valley remains rather dry. Now, as we take a look into our model rainfall totals, again, we're not looking at any impacts in terms of recording any rainfall for the valley. Any wet weather may be seen closer to the Bay Area. And again, for the higher elevations of the foothills up into the Sierra. So the weather impact day mostly concerning the foothills and high Sierra. Looking ahead, as we'll see the cooler temperatures pushing in on your Wednesday, we're going to see that exiting the region, gradually warming up toward the end of the work week with warmer temperatures expected as we move into Sunday, Monday, and then through next week we'll continue staying closer to the average this time of year to slightly above, right around those mid to lower 90s, and do expect to see that gradual warm up, so it shouldn't impact you right away. You should start getting used to it each day. In the foothills, upper 60s to mid to low 70s out there, overnight lows in the 50s. Bay Area looking at upper 60s and low 70s, about 78 degrees in Vacaville. Into the valley spots, Sacramento and San Joaquin, again, another day of mid 70s is expected. As we take a look, another weather impact alert day expected for tomorrow, mostly again for the high Sierra with a chance of sprinkles in the valley. Then that gradual warm up expected, mid 80s turn to 90s for the weekend. The first day of fall, that is on Sunday.
Want to vote in California's 2024 election? Here's what you need to know. If you're already registered, should be easy. Expect to get a ballot in your mail early October. Just fill it out, mail it back, or take it to one of your county's polling places or ballot drop boxes. It's got to be received or postmarked by Election Day. That's Tuesday, November 5th. The polls close 8 p.m. If you aren't registered, you're not sure, or you need to update your address, go to registertovote.ca.gov. You can go there to check your registration, change it, or register for the very first time. Just be sure to do it online by October 21st. After that, you can still register to vote, but you'll have to go in person. You can find your voting locations on the same website by looking up your county. To legally register and vote, you have to be a U.S. citizen, a California resident, at least 18 by Election Day, and not serving time in prison for a felony. Also, you can't be found mentally incompetent to vote by a court. Your vote's secret. When you send a mail ballot, your name and signature go on the envelope. That gets verified first. The ballot, which has no way to identify you, gets pulled out and then counted in another room. If somehow you get two ballots, which does happen sometimes for various reasons, don't try voting twice. The first ballot that they run through the machine will be counted. The second will get rejected and possibly forwarded to your local DA for criminal prosecution, so please just don't. There's another website you can use to track your ballot, where'smyballot.sos.ca.gov. There you can sign up for text or email alerts to see when your ballot is mailed to you and when your county counts it. We have links to all of it on abc10.com/vote, where you can also find our video explainers breaking down the ballot propositions and the other races you're being asked to vote on, because you deserve to understand what your vote means.
Today is National Voter Registration Day. It's all about celebrating our democracy and, of course, helping people get registered to vote. ABC10's Candace Red is in Woodland with more on the efforts underway.
We're at Woodland Community College. That's because the college will be unveiling this. Right now, you're getting a look at a new ballot drop box on campus. A ribbon cutting ceremony will be held this afternoon, and it's happening on National Voter Registration Day. Well, that's when people hit the streets and do everything they can to help others get registered to vote, like holding voter registration drives in their communities. Right now, you're looking at photos from past events nationwide. All sorts of people, organizations, and groups participate in the holiday every year, and Woodland Community College is doing just that today. The college is partnering with the Yolo County Elections Department and the Woodland League of Women Voters to hold a voter registration drive on campus, with a permanent ballot drop box will be unveiled at the event today. We spoke with Yolo County Elections to find out exactly what this means for people in the community.
The number of drop boxes that we have actually in Woodland, this actually will bring it up to 5 drop boxes. There will be 2 24/7 boxes. This one is one of them in the city of Woodland. And actually, countywide, we have 15. And even though by law, we're only required to have 8, we have almost double that.
We're told it's all about making the voting process easier and more accessible for young students, staff, and the community. Well, the college, again, is holding the voter registration drive today from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on campus. And volunteers will be at the event to provide voter information and, of course, answer questions about the election process, voting rights, and more. The new ballot drop box comes just in time as we're only less than 50 days away from the election in November. In Woodland, Candace Red, ABC 10.
We're just over a month from Halloween. We're already seeing horror films make it to the box office.
This weekend, you can watch a new movie featuring Academy Award-winning actress Halle Berry.
We're talking about Never Let Go. Our very own Marcus Allen has the latest on the film directly from the star. And you were somewhat taken aback by the normally nice Halle Berry.
Yeah, she's always so pleasant.
Yeah.
Not so much in this movie. Nonetheless, it is my favorite time of the year to sit in a big room with my friends and strangers and watch something scary. And this movie, Never Let Go, very scary. It's of the survival subgenre of horror. Halle Berry is phenomenal, much in the way the mom in the movie Carrie was phenomenal. And you'll never forget her. I talked to she and her co-stars about it. Take a look.
This movie got so deep under my skin. Exorcist, Shining, and now this movie for me. For you, reading the pages, did it chill you?
Yes. Oh my God, that's why I wanted to do it. Because it's in a genre that I love. The Shining was one of my favorite movies growing up, and it's been a benchmark for me for what great psychological horror is. And this reminded me of that when I read it. It's complicated, it's deep, it's about generational trauma, it's spiritual, it's got religious undertones, all the things that get me really excited. It's not just horror. Not that it would be anything wrong with it if it were, but it's much deeper than that. There's layers to this story, and I think you go back and you watch it again and again, you'll see the little Easter eggs that maybe you missed the first time. There's more answers in it than you might think.
Oh, thank goodness, because I had so many answers that I needed. The director's not giving it
Go back and watch it again.
Okay, I'm going
Look
to.
for them. They're Easter eggs.
All right, I will. And one thing that really, frightened me and put me ill at ease is that I'm a parent, and so I was really worried about the kids, you two in this movie. And I went to your Instagram pages, so I know they're public, and I saw you guys with your mama. So I want to ask you guys, Anthony, how did Mom react to you going through this stuff in this movie?
She was surprised. She was like, especially since she realized I was working with Miss Halle, so she was like, "Oh, this is gonna be such a great movie. This is gonna be so cool for you. Oh, I hope you do good," because she wasn't really on set with me. It was really my dad that was on set with me.
Percy, how did Mom feel when she saw you going through all this?
She was so excited and nervous. She knows me better than anybody, so she knows that I may not love this genre typically, but she knows that this is the right thing for me, and I know she's very proud of me, and I hope I made her proud, and I'm very thankful to have her by my side.
Oh, you absolutely made your mom proud. I hope to be that well-spoken when I grow up, like I said, someday. The movie is terrifying. The whole premise, there's a house deep in the woods, and these three people live there, and they have to hold on to a rope at all times. They can only leave the house to the extent that that rope will let them go, which is the way you guys treat me here at ABC10.
No, for that.
I think that's honest. I think that's
But it's scary. Trust me, you guys, and you'll have questions.
Go ahead.
No, it's interesting when he says, it's not my genre, typically. Like, what is your genre at that age?
He's like 8 years old, but my manager said it would be a tremendous vehicle for me. So we jumped
You do
aboard.
great for me. You've launched my career.
Right. Exactly.
But it kind of reminded me when I saw the trailer of Bird Box, the creepy thing you can't see, you can't touch.
Hits a lot of the same notes. Good call.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Nicole Limon. I'm an artist and educator and a theater practitioner. I'm a proud Sacramento native. I am Chicana, Latina, and Native American. My tribal affiliation is Yaqui. I am the founder and artistic director of Matriarchy Theater. I really got into theater and got the bug when I was in high school. There were not enough roles for someone like me to play a truly multi-dimensional human, a truly multi-dimensional woman of color. I was the the maid, or I was the tia, or I was the abuela, because the way that I look with my melanin and my body type and my indigenous features relegated me to roles that were not the women or the desired people. So Matriarchy Theater was founded in 2020. I'm really trying to shift the paradigm, not only of inclusion of women and inclusion of diversity in terms of culture, but also in terms of body shape, right? Shifting the beauty standard, putting people on stage who have visible and audible accents and saying, yes, you exist in the world, you need to be on stage as well.
Thanks so much for watching ABC 10 Tonight. Remember, we're here 24/7 on the free ABC 10 Plus app, where you can always get your news and weather anytime, anywhere. I'm Laura Painter. We'll see you next time.
Weekday mornings on ABC 10.
I know what we're doing.
We're getting you ready.
Oh, you're going to know first.
About the breaking news that affects you.
What happened overnight right here in Northern California.
And across America.
Plus my 10-day forecast helping you plan and keeping you safe.
That's how we do mornings.
So you're ready to take on the day.
ABC 10 Morning News.
And Good Morning America.
Right here on ABC 10.
See you weekday mornings starting at 5.